am D'Lo Jordan, and this is Venom. Welcome to The Void. It's episode 38. I'd like you to check the video description below this video, where you will find links to my full network. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so, and click that bell to enable notifications. It's the only way to be notified when a new video is uploaded, right? So today, on episode 38, I'm talking NXT 2.0. NXT 2.0 from January 25th, 2022. And it seems like, would appear to me, that NXT is now all about the boobs. All about the breastises. All about the tits. There were so many boobs on this show, it was getting in the way of the wrestling. So from the top, NXT 2.0 from the 25th. The first thing we saw was MSK. And they're standing next to the Dusty Cup, the actual trophy. And they're just in darkness, right? They said a bunch of nonsense. And then the house lights came up. Turns out they were live in the arena this whole time. Just giving a speech on the entrance ramp. Then they made their entrance. So we're getting ready for another quarterfinal match in the Dusty Tag Team Tournament. Their opponents were out next. Ease jacket time. So I'm looking at this match, and it's like, so this tag team match is going to get on the way between two of the most just childish acting, nonsensical tag teams on the roster. To me, it's incredible how everything these two teams do in terms of, backstage interactions or interviews or anything of the sort is absolutely unbearable. But then they get in the ring and they're fairly competent. Both teams. This was a good match on both teams' part. They had a nice, fast-paced, high-energy match. The crowd were into it, and just feels like a shame because the next time any of these people are gonna talk or say anything, I'm just gonna be way less into them because it's always silly, goofy nonsense. Jacket Time's gonna drag a cardboard announce table or show up on Lash Legend. What happened to Lash Legend? Could somebody explain to me where Lash Legend is? So, like I said, a fine match. It's not... Everything they do outside the ring is not reflective of these two teams' in-ring ability, so to speak, right? So MSK won this, and they advanced in the tournament. After that, Io Shirai and Zoe Stark were backstage somewhere. They're having a chat. They were apparently a tag team. And Zoe Stark mentions, she's not going to be medically cleared in time for the tournament. She's been rehabbing her knee hard, but doesn't look like she's going to make it in time. So, she suggested that Io Shirai find another partner. Suddenly, old Tiffany Stratton walks in. Remember her? She walks in. She didn't ask her daddy for permission this time. She just walked in, and she asked Zoe Stark. She said that. So she asked Zoe Stark. She says, "Oh my God, what are you wearing? Did you find those on the clearance rack?" And I'm just like, "Oh God, what is going on? What's going on?" By the way, Tiffany Stratton, tits. Tiffany then said she was going to beat old Io Shirai in their match tonight, and then she walked off. She exited stage back. So, then that was that. We cut back to the arena, and for reasons I have yet to determine, MSK are still out there. They haven't left yet. They're just out there admiring the dusty trophy. I don't know what's going on. Suddenly, music starts playing, and out comes Legado del Fantasma. They made their entrance, and they just kind of walk past MSK on the entrance ramp. And it's like, why were they still out there? Why were they still out there? So they cut to a break, and when we came back, we were shown a pre-tape Cameron Grimes interview. He's talking about the match tonight against Tony D'Angelo for the number one contendership for the is it now the unified North American? I think they're just calling it the North American Championship. It's just the North American Championship. They just got rid of that other belt, which is perfectly fine. So, nice little pre-taped interview. After that, there was this little moments ago shot, like they recorded it just now, but they're not showing it live, so that's weird. Moments ago, Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams were showing up to the building in a large SUV, and they were with some female recording artist, and she's got tits. So she's got her tits out. So NXT, home of the boobs. Back in the arena, Legado were still just all standing in the ring. Old Santos Escobar, Carmen Electra Lopez, and the other two, whom I have no idea what their names are. I still have no idea what these two guys' names are. So let's call them Biff and Clem. Right? So we got Santos Escobar, Carmen Electra Lopez, Biff, and Clem. Right? So Escobar began speaking. He was talking about old Braun Breaker, old 2Ks. He's all talking about how he despised 2Ks for getting all this opportunity in such a short time, and how he's pissed because 2Ks is already champion. He's already the heavyweight champion. He's only been here a couple minutes or whatever. Suddenly music started playing, and out comes old 2Ks himself, Braun Breaker. He walked down the ramp, got in the ring, and just got right in Escobar's face. And they had a heated verbal exchange of sorts. Then Escobar, in having, I guess, said his last little piece, and I guess he was satisfied with his closing line. So Escobar and Lopez exited the ring, but old Biff and Clem went to attack 2Ks, and he just beat the shit out of both of them. He just beat the brakes off of both Biff and Clem of Legado and just sent them packing. And that was that. After that, I fast forwarded the shit out of some BOA related nonsense. If we remember, BOA is on the terrorist do not watch list, so anything involving BOA gets automatically fast forwarded. There was some video package or something of some sort. I just fast forwarded vigorously. Back in the arena, the fast forwarding continued. It was going to be a match between old Solo Sikoa Uso and BOA, and I'd like to see Solo Sikoa, but unfortunately BOA's going to be out there, and it's going to be some nonsense. So fast fucking forward. The next watchable thing was Duke Hudson backstage getting ready for a match, they says, with Guru Raj. That's this guy's name, Guru Raj. What? So after that, there was this pre-taped multicam interview with Imperium. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? Have you read about this? Imperium. Oh, God. So last week, Walter had a match with Roderick Strong, and after the match, the ring announcer goes to introduce the winner. Walter won the match, and the ring announcer goes to introduce the winner, and Walter cuts her off. Nine! The winner of this match, he's Gunther! What? So, in case you've missed it, in case you haven't heard about this, Walter is now named Gunther. Up, Gunther, up! What is going on? So, there's a multicam interview with Imperium. Gunther and the rest of his Nazi seamen. So they're all being German or whatever. Nobody said anything in English, and I didn't read any of the subtitles, so I'm not sure what went on here. They just talked for a bit. And not a single word was in English, and I'm not trying to read some storybook. That's not. No. So that just transpired. After that, we were back in the arena. Duke Hudson came out and he just handily destroyed this Guru Raj fella. Seems like he's Indian or Middle Eastern or some description. Duke Hudson just ran right through him. Razor's Edge for the win, and that was it. Post-match, Dante Chen came out. Dante Chen, who has no chin. Is it Chen or Chin? Dante Chin? It should be Dante No Chin. So Dante No Chin comes out. And so he returned last week, right? From a long spell of injury. He had some knee injury. He came back last week. So Dante No Chin, he comes out and he says some uninspired shit. Like it just was like mealy mouth on, didn't get you hyped for it. It was just like blah. So he's not very good on the mic. He just said some stuff and then he ran down to the ring and started brawling with old Duke Hudson. And some referees got in between them and separated them. But then suddenly Duke Hudson chop blocks Dante's bad knee. And then Duke Hudson just rolled out. And that was that. After that, we're backstage with Mackenzie Mitchell. And she's with Persia Parada and Indy Hartwell, right? They're just there for a chat. They started off saying some stuff about the women's tag titles, and then that awful bitch Kaylee Ray just stumbled in. She's got a green baseball bat, and she just started rambling about Mandy Rose. She said her piece, and then everybody just walked off. All three women just walked off and left Mackenzie Mitchell just standing in shot, and I guess that was it. After that, we're back in the arena for the entrance of Toxic Attraction. So that's the trio: Mandy Rose, Gigi Dolan, and Avery Taylor. JC Jane. Jesus. Going back to her indie name. They came out and the camera kept like weirdly showing body parts and then going in and out of focus. It was like weird. It was like, ooh, legs, boobs. Now it's out of focus. So I don't know. This was weird. They cut to a break on their entrance, Toxic Attraction's entrance, and when we came back, Santos Escobar, Carmen Electra Lopez, Biff, and Clem, all of Legado, are standing with Mackenzie Mitchell, and they're all fuming. They're mad. So Biff and Clem spoke here. They spoke up first. Biff said something in Spanish. There were no subtitles, and he just angrily ran it in Spanish. Then Clem said, "Braun Breaker needs to find out what happens when you disrespect Legado." So they want another piece. Legado does. Then, for some reason, Escobar and Lopez exited in one direction, whilst Biff and Clem exited in another. They're just like, pretend I'm Mackenzie Mitchell. They just all left that way. And it's like, didn't they want to leave together? This was just weird looking. Weird staging. It's just the weirdest looking staging. It's like, shouldn't all four people just leave in the same direction? Whatever. Back in the arena, Persia Porota, Kaylee Ray, and Indy Hartwell are in the middle of the ring. Right? It's going to be a 6-woman tag match. Persia, Kaylee Ray, and Indy versus Toxic Attraction with championship implications, right? Because Kaylee Ray is going after Mandy Rose, and Indy and Persia are looking for the women's tag team titles. So they had a match. Gotta be honest here, I didn't pay too close attention to this. As I glanced up, everything seemed to be on the up and up. At one point, Kaylee Ray dove off the top rope to the outside and tried to kill herself and all of Toxic Attraction. I don't know what. She just went for a flying let's all die. So that was a bit cringe. This match went on for a bit. It was a fairly long TV match. There was a moment where Persia delivered Snake Eyes, right? So gets Gigi Dolan up on her shoulder, drops her face first on the top turnbuckle. And Wade Barrett said on commentary, "Oh, she was yeeted. She got yeeted." Yeeted? What? That's not... What does that even mean? Oh, she got yeeted. So Wade Barrett's just making up words on commentary. Towards the end of this match, Kaylee Ray just turned into a crazy bitch. She just started trying to attack Mandy Rose with that damn green baseball bat. And they both just she ended up chasing Mandy Rose out of the arena. So those two just eliminated themselves from what was going on in the ring. And then after that, Persia Pirotta pinned one of the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. I forget who. I think it was Gigi Dolan. She just hit a move and pinned her. So you got to imagine Persia and Indy are possibly in line for a tag title shot. Who knows? I don't know what's going on here. Next, after that, there was a very nice interview-style hype package for Malik Blade and Idris Enofe, where they're kind of sitting there and talking, and then they laid some B-roll footage underneath, and they're talking about their journey so far. Nobody thought they were gonna win, but they're 2-up in the Dusty Classic. And I'm not fully sold, but I think I'm a fan. I'm liking what I'm seeing from these two. They both talked a little bit. They showed a little bit of personality. And Idris Enofe is obsessed with Malik asking out Mandy Rose. He's like, "Oh, if we win, you got to ask out Mandy Rose." And it's like, okay. He went back to it several times, so he's like obsessed with it. And then he said, "Oh, I'll ask if you ask out Mandy Rose, I'll ask out Gigi Dolan and JC Jane." So I guess they think Toxic Attraction is just the tippity tops. There were tits. That's what this show is now. Come see the wrestling and the tits. So there was a scene from earlier today where Cora Jade approached Raquel Gonzalez in the gym, which is just like, who does that? Like, she's working out. Leave her alone. You don't approach let's have a conversation in the gym. No, she's busy working out. What an awful person Cora Jade is. And an awful wrestler, if we're being honest. So Cora Jade comes in. She asks Raquel if Raquel had thought about accepting her offer to be a tag team in the Dusty Classic. And Raquel's like, the answer's still no. She asked her this last week. Raquel said no then. Now she's asking her again. Raquel's still saying no. Cora said, oh, I'll prove myself. And then she went to slap Raquel. But Raquel caught her arm and said, got all serious and said, don't push me. So fucking Cora Jade is trying to forcibly team with Raquel Gonzalez against her will. I don't know what's going on. This is nonsense. Back in the arena, Andre Chase and Bodie Haywood, who is that student, that Chase University student who's just kind of been getting some action recently. They're just a tag team. And they came out. They're just in the Dusty Classic, having not had a single tag match ever. So, okay. They're going to have a tag match with the grizzled young veterans. So this is the last match in the quarterfinals for the Dusty Tag Classic, right? So match got underway. They had a decent little matchup. Old Bodie Haywood looked, he's got some skills, but my God, you could tell he's new, like very new. Started 2 weeks ago, new. But still they had a decent little matchup. Grizzled young veterans are, they seem pretty seasoned. They know what they got going on. Andre Chase is just out there looking like a fucking math teacher. It's just so bizarre looking. You got old Bodie, what's his name? Haywood, who was actually dressed like a wrestler. He's got trunks and boots on. So are the grizzled young veterans. And then Andre Chase is just in there looking like he just walked out of a seminar and he's like wearing jeans and a sweater. It's just, it's a visual buzzkill when people just are in there wrestling looking like they just walked in off the street. It's bizarre. So they had a decent little matchup. Grizzled young veterans won. Post-match, Von Wagner appeared with Robert Stone. And he jumped old Bodie Haywood and Andre Chase and beat them down and then put on his suit jacket. And I guess so Robert Stone's the one who paid his fine. And that's what I thought. That's what I thought it was. That's when he paid the fine and got him reinstated. So that's what I figured happened. Because elsewise, why was Robert Stone out there in those earlier weeks? So after that, there was this pre-taped interview package with Grayson Waller and his bodyguard Sangha. So I guess they just didn't want to call him Kazujin. Jesus. So by the way, when Sangha and Grayson Waller come together, they form the Gate Guardian. So Waller said a bunch of shit and basically reminded LA Knight about the restraining order. Because last week, LA Knight came back. Yeah. LA Knight came back and, tried to get back at Grayson Waller, and some shenanigans ensued. Grayson Waller informed LA Knight that he's got a restraining order. So this is just a little package to kind of refresh that, keep that going. LA Knight's back and he's got a restraining order slapped on him. Yeah! So back in the arena, Io Shirai made her entrance, and they went to break on the entrance. When they came back, there was it wasn't so much a video recap, it was just like a still shot of Odyssey Jones, and they just talked about how Harland attacked him last week. It's like, all right. It's back in the arena. Tiffany Stratton made her way to the ring. Or I guess she was finishing up her entrance. She was already in the ring. So it's going to be that match they referenced earlier between Tiffany Stratton and Io Shirai, right? So one-on-one match got underway. God, Tiffany Stratton's face still looks like it came out of a 3D printer. It's like, your face still looks fake. Io Shirai has got some great fundamentals. Tiffany Stratton, I don't want to say she impressed, but she hung in this one well. I thought for being as new as she is, I thought she held up a lot of her own in this match. She looked good. Io Shirai won this with a beautiful Lita-esque moonsault. Beautiful moonsault. And that's it. Io Shirai won. After that, Malcolm Bivens was in the Diamond Mine gym whilst the Creed brothers were training in the background and Roderick Strong was floating around somewhere. So Malcolm Bivens is standing there. Ivy Nile is next to him. And he's just talking. He's just talking shit. Malcolm Bivens reminded us, oh, what a horrible name. Gunther. Oh, my God. Up, Gunther, up! Just... So, Diamond Mine issued a challenge for a 6-man tag team match against Imperium. That was the crux of this interview, or if you could even call it that. After that, they showed a match graphic for Cameron Grimes versus Tony D'Angelo up next. And the music playing in the background was Down South by Wale. And I'm like, okay, so they're playing that song again. Is that or is that not the theme song of NXT 2.0? I'm so confused. They've been playing this other track by this Ollie J chick, and then now they seemingly gone back to Wale. I don't know. I want it to just be Wale all the time. Speaking of who, back in the arena, Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams were on the entrance ramp. And they're kind of hyping the people. And then they introduced Ollie J. I've written here, who? The camera cut and she was just in the ring. So they introduced her, but she was already in the ring. With a mic. And then they started playing an instrumental. And she just started rapping. I've written here, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck's going on? Are they just going to have this low quality rap concert in the middle of this NXT program? Is that what's going on here? So this was weird. Like she just, and I'm not even sure if it was an instrumental track or if they just played the actual track with the lyrics and everything, and then she was just rapping along to it. I don't know what this was. This was bizarre. It was bizarre. So she just, I guess, did the whole song, and it was weird, and then that ended. It's like, okay. I don't know. Don't know how to explain what that was about. After a break, Tiffany Stratton is walking backstage, and she's on the phone with her daddy. She's walking, and she stumbles into the NXT squatter, good old Wendy Chu. Wendy Chu's just sitting there. Pajamas. She's got her big gulp cup from 7-Eleven. Wendy Chu said, don't feel bad. Everybody loses to Io. Then old Tiffany Stratton just slapped the big gulp cup out of Wendy Chu's hand. Then Wendy said, hey, my free refill. Then Tiffany Stratton just stormed off, and she got back on the phone, and she's like, "Daddy, there's so many freaks here. This girl is in pajamas." And it's just like, Jesus Christ. These little interactions are just, oh, Wendy Chu. I don't hate them. I don't hate them. I will say that. I don't hate them. So back in the arena, Cameron Grimes made his entrance for the main event, right? The main event to determine the number one contender for Carmelo Hayes at NXT Vengeance Day. They said, oh, we're bringing back NXT Vengeance Day. Okay. Tony D'Angelo was already out there. I'm not sure if I just missed his entrance. So I'm not sure. Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams are watching on from the crow's nest. So this match got underway. It's going to be what it is. Tony D'Angelo isn't the best bell-to-bell guy. He's got some personality about him. But I've seen him trip over his words trying to talk. So I'm not sure. Tony D'Angelo is all that developed to be, but I guess this whole thing is developmental. So I guess they just pick a guy and they're going with him. So there was a curious spot about midway through this thing where it looked like Tony D'Angelo was going for a crossbody, but Cameron Grimes took and did a backflip, kind of like a Spanish fly, and ended up on top and went for the pin. So I've never seen it done like that. Like, you've seen the Spanish fly where the guy hooks the other guy under the arm and does the Spanish fly. But Tony D'Angelo was mid-air. Like, he was mid-air, he was horizontal, and Cameron Grimes jumped into it and then it was so aerodynamic looking. Good spot. Good deal. Towards the end of this, Pete Dunne ran in out of nowhere and smashed. I couldn't tell if he hit him on the hand but Pete Dunne ran in, smashed Tony D'Angelo with a cricket bat. It was either on the arm or the hand. I couldn't tell where he hit him. And then D'Angelo rolled back in right into a Cameron Grimes cave-in, that double foot stomp, and Cameron Grimes won. So Cameron Grimes is going on to face Carmelo Hayes at NXT Vengeance Day, and it appears things aren't done between Tony D'Angelo and Pete Dunne. So there's going to be more of that to look forward to. Then after that, we cut to the parking lot where we saw 2Ks, Old Braun Breaker, exiting the building, and the cameraman was following him and asking about the challenge from Legado del Fantasma. 2Ks, you going to be able to find a partner? What do you think? Blah, blah, blah. Suddenly, a large SUV pulls up, and all of Legado del Fantasma, they all hop out. Old Santos, Escobar, and Biff, and Clem. And, 2Ks takes off his belt. He's getting ready for a fight. When who should walk into frame and join Old Braun Breaker but Tommaso Ciampa? So Tommaso Ciampa walks in out of nowhere. And Legado del Fantasma, they scurried away so quickly the camera didn't even catch it. They scattered like a bunch of roaches when you turn on the light. They were gone. As soon as Tommaso Ciampa was side by side with Braun Breaker, Legado vanished and you saw the SUV pulling off. And that was it. And the show went off air. And that was it. And the show went off air. So between Toxic Attraction and what's her name? Elektra Lopez and Ollie J and There's somebody else, Zoe Starks. There's just an excessive amount of tits. It seems like their huge push now is let's just get breasts on screens and the ratings will go up. This is simple. It's that simple. You show a bunch of breasts, you get the ratings. It's easy. So NXT 2.0, tightest tits in the game. We've got a new number one contender for Carmelo Hayes' NXT North American Championship, whatever it's being called. This whole thing with Gunther kind of dominated the news headlines last week. Everybody was, how could they change his name? And I guess his last name was going to be Stark, Gunther Stark, which that first and last name is of a Nazi U-boat captain from World War II. So they were like, you're going to call him, they're going to name him after a Nazi, blah, 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 blah. And there were just other people that were just outraged with them changing Walter's name to Gunther, just period. What? He's already Walter. Why are you changing his name? Well, like me personally, I couldn't really give a fuck because I haven't been invested in this product like most of these other people who, they've been following this since the inception. So, Gunther makes a difference to me. I've got no strong feelings on it at all. They did a thing happened, and that's all I know. Those are all the things I know. I'm probably going to regret this, but I want to see Wendy Chu do more. I want to see her either in multiple backstage segments or we need to up the Wendy Chu on this show. And where the fuck is Lashing Out with Lash Legend? She said she would be back next week, and she said this about a month and a half ago, and we've never seen her since. Did she's been kidnapped by Harland? What's going on? What is going on? But anyway, that's the NXT 2.0 review. NXT from January 25th, 2022. Now that show's come to an end, so has this show. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so, and click that bell to enable notifications. It's the only way to be notified when a new video is uploaded. That is all I got for you on this episode. Right now, I'd like to bid you all adieu. And until next time, I'm D'Lo Jordan. And this right here, this is VENUM.